I was in England and the massive city of London, with a metropolitan area population of 15 million people, and I had arrived to one of the airports a bit south of the downtown area and away from the city.
Hello everybody, welcome to another video. I am in England. I don't know how I ended up here, but I was in Egypt and I came on a flight the other day and I'm at Holiday Inn in London Gatwick. Gatwick is one of 3 big airports here. You have London, Gatwick, Heathrow and Luton, I think. There's probably more airports, but... So I came here to maybe fly somewhere else, but there were no good flight connections in Egypt, so I came here, and from here we can fly anywhere in the world for quite cheap. And also I had a good night's sleep here. When I was in Egypt I woke up at 4:30 every morning because there was always a mosque outside with speakers starting at 4:30 every morning. But now we didn't get a disturbed sleep, so today I might head into London actually. Take a train, take my bag, see where the day takes me and where I end up. I got no SIM card or mobile data, so that might be a challenge. Get some food, something to eat, hopefully. But I always end up losing weight when I travel. I sleep somewhere and then I go take my bag, walk around, there's no food. I'd like to find a place now where I can stay for a few months. That's what I want to do. Thailand, I think, is the best place in the world that you can actually go to. The most affordable living for like super modern also. Super modern and affordable living. The best beaches, the best water, the best vacation vibe. Maybe we get some coffee. Coffee. Come along now, come along with me. If Thailand was located closer to Europe, I would go there for sure and live there. It's just a bit far away from Sweden and like my parents in Sweden. I like to be able to go on one little short flight to go back if I want to see my parents or if something happens to them. Mexico is also good, it's just getting a bit too expensive in Mexico for like what you get. When I stayed there I had to pay $1,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment in Mexico. Yesterday I had a flight from Hurghada and we stopped in Italy, in Milano. All of a sudden, in the middle of the flight, they were like, "Oh, sorry, we're gonna stop in Italy." It was supposed to be a direct flight. We're gonna stop in Italy for a bit, and then we ended up staying there for like 2 hours.
Yesterday I was in Egypt and had been enjoying snorkeling in the Red Sea, but had packed my bag again to head out of the apartment. I went to the international airport and the tourist city of Hurghada. The flight was going over the Mediterranean Sea, crossing Italy and France on the way into England. But on the way, the captain announced that we had to land in Milan in Italy, as we were approaching Europe from the Middle East. We stopped there for almost 3 hours, and I went into the cockpit and had a long chat with the captain. I learned a lot about airplanes and how they are maneuvered.
Yeah, stay for now, so you can tell us how is everything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the... You're welcome. They said the reason we stopped was to replace the cabin crew and fill up more gas in the plane. But finally, we took off again. I am in England. I think to see if I can find a flight somewhere else, to some other part of the world, because there were no good flights from Egypt and I still didn't know where I wanted to go. So now I will have some time to think, because from England, London, you have flights going anywhere, huge airports. Oh, I have arrived at Holiday Inn, my favorite hotel actually. Can we find Harry Potter here? Here we go again, my friends. Now we have to pack the bag and go. Bye bye. I took my belongings and left the hotel. and I had a friend in England close by and thought I'd visit him before heading out.
The leaves are starting to become yellow. Quite peaceful here, besides from the highway. I'm gonna take the bus instead of Uber. There's too much blood sucking for the Uber. Like a 10-minute ride costs £30. It's like $35 or something for a 10-minute ride. When I was in Egypt, the same distance cost $1. 30 times more expensive here. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, you go to a different place in the world and you pay 30 times less for the same service. That is actually crazy. So we should just keep looking for the best place to be in the world, where you get the most for your money and where you don't get blood sucked. Thailand, as far as I know, after traveling around in the world for so many years, I would say that Thailand is the best place to go, as I said earlier in this video. I just missed the bus. This is the bus I was supposed to go on. I talked to this lady over here though. She said I could maybe take bus number 5 also. I'm on the bus now, there's nobody in here. We'll see if we can go to the train station or not. Double decker. King in the castle, king in the castle.
I stopped and had some fast food for 12 British pounds or $15. I was still a bit outside of London and had to pay 30 British pounds for the train ride into the center of the city.
I got off here somewhere in London. Let's see if we can get on another train. This train station is quite cool actually. Look, there are the old. One thing I hate about Europe in general is that there are no bathrooms anywhere. Like, you have to look for so long before you find a bathroom, and then if there is one, then you have to pay also. Oh, look at all the people here. Everybody's so stressed. Living in a big city must be the worst thing you can do. Everybody's running everything in direction, stress, so crazy expensive always.
I had been in England about 10 years ago and seen the touristy stuff at that time in London. For example, the Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, the red buses, Big Ben, and a few other landmarks. Buckingham Palace is the official London residence of the royal family, but really not very exciting to see after all.
And another train now.
I got onto another train heading to the eastern part of England by the coast, where I had a friend. Quite crazy that England has almost 60 million people on quite a small land area.
Don't come to England.
Cheers to England.
No, yeah. Come to England. It's beautiful.
Come to England if you want to freeze. This is the American burger. Not the best burger, but
Oh shit. There's so many.
one American burger for 2 Americans. Or actually 1 American. He's the only American here. I had a beer and I feel tipsy. I don't know how. So I'm here at the hotel now, Weatherspoon Hotel in Harwich. And I met my friend Derek from Mexico that I met there. And he lives here just a bit outside of London, where I am at. So I stopped here before I will be going to Spain probably. I also borrowed a jacket. It's very cold here in England. Oh, hello. Hello. Welcome. Oh. This is room number 104. Very good. This is the English pub on a Monday.
The brands you love.
That was good actually.
The next day I had some typical English breakfast. Beans, bacon, sausage, ham. And then I took my bag to wander around. I noticed that a lot of buildings looked very old, and had read that people inhabited England more than 800,000 years ago. I sat down by the empty beach and thought about where I would go. I still have my freedom with just a bag, and it's quite nice. My main concern these days is where to go next, and trying to figure out where I actually want to live. All doors are open, and there's nothing really holding me back or tying me to one location.
So far I think the only two things I like about England are fast Wi-Fi and that you can drink the tap water. I really like this room actually. The bed is so good. It's so nice and soft. A lot of times when you stay in hotels, the beds are so hard, even in like very expensive hotels. So you have to get lucky and get a good bed and a good pillow. It's been a bit hard to film the people that I met. Don't know how we can start filming the people without them knowing. Here is the town. Very nice. It looks like you're in some kind of medieval village in England.
I met my friend some more, and we played some basketball, but I had enough of England, so I took my bag again and started heading to the airport.
I bought a ticket here for the train, £55 to go to the airport, or actually not even to the airport. It's like $70 almost.
Really, it's so weird how rich countries overcharge for public transportation in Europe, when they pretend to be so concerned about the environment and global warming. Wouldn't they have free train and bus rides then, so people would use them more? I was heading back into the north part of London and the airport in Luton, and I would try going to Spain, not that far away from my home country, and perhaps a decent place to be.
Now we're on the last train for today, hopefully, or maybe second to last. On the way to Ibis. Here we go, last stop. Now I'm walking to Hotel Ibis, probably right by the airport. I don't know how long I was in England for. I feel like I just wasted this time and money here. Also, one thing when you travel, you saw the guy with the suitcase and wheels behind him. That's the worst kind of bag you can have, because the ground is always uneven. It's so annoying to have a suitcase with wheels. That's why I always have just this bag. Very easy, and always hand luggage only. Here is where I'm staying. I've stayed in Ibis before. It feels like you're on a cruise ship. Like you have a little cabin in a cruise, on a cruise. I came out a bit to get some food, and it's so cold here. Don't know how I lived in Europe for the beginning of my life, or for the first 20 years of my life. I didn't know any better. That you could go and live in hot places with better climate, a better life. Now I know, so that's why I'm leaving. I came back to this part of Europe just very briefly, but I'm heading out just as quickly. Not only the cold weather, but also the prices of things. Like Northern Europe must be the worst place in the world to live, I think. The most expensive, the worst weather. Like here we see some olives for £8. It's like $12. Oh, I'm back with a bit of snacks and food. I'm back here at the hotel after I went to the store. Got some chicken arrabbiata and I just had another spaghetti bolognese. Here we have chicken tikka masala. And I would have to say, one thing that is good about the northern part of Europe is not only that you can drink the tap water, but you have a free fridge. All you have to do is open the window. How are you? Hopefully the birds don't take my pasta out there. Oh, we're gonna drink some tea now and watch TV maybe. Here we go again. Let's head out to the airport. Every day I've been in a different hotel. Go, I got my food also that I had in the fridge outside the window. Here we go again to Spain. Oh, we'll see how long I'll be there. I got a hotel for 2 nights. Here is inside the airport. $7 for this coffee mocha. £5 for that one. That's like 6, 7.
I had my coffee for $6.40 and really thought about how crazy it is that the cost of living has skyrocketed in the recent years, but the money that people earn hasn't really increased much. These days it doesn't make sense to live in certain countries anymore. That's why I keep going to new places.
Now I'm on my way, checked into the flight, and here is the flight heading to Malaga. $70 for this flight, and now also you have to pay for your hand luggage. They started with that, I think, this year and the past year. You can no longer bring hand luggage for free. You can bring like a small little backpack, but if you want up to 10 kilos or 20 pounds, now you have to pay.
I was about to head out to Spain because I always wanted to check out the south part by a city called Marbella. I already kind of knew that I wouldn't stay that long in Spain, but I'd give it a small chance.
I got 150 euros. Let's take a taxi to Hotel Perla del Sur. I came out of the taxi ride. 20 euros for this like 10-minute ride. A bit more than $20. I have arrived to this hotel. 70 euros, like $70 for this little hotel. TV, some coffee, fridge. Here we have the bathroom, some coffee, and this, and then it's a little fridge. 13 euros.
I had a pretty good meal for 13 euros and met up with 2 friends I met when I lived in Malta several years ago.
I actually got my ass kicked from William in this stupid football game.
2 against 1.
Good. We rented a little apartment, $700 for 10 days.
10 days. Been here for a bit of time, and today we're going on a little road trip. Rented a car and we're heading down the coast here. We are between Malaga and Marbella. It's known as Costa del Sol, the sunny coast. We go to Marbella. Good. Marbella, bro. We finally found a parking spot here after driving through Marbella. It took about 20 minutes to find this parking spot, but it looks quite nice. Ocean, Marbella. So,
I always thought about coming to Marbella actually, but I do think it's a bit overrated. It looks just like any other place along the southern coast of Spain actually. Just that there are a lot of rich people that live here in Marbella, is what I heard. The problem I have with Europe in general is that no matter where you go, in the winter the temperature goes down to 5 or 10 Celsius at some point, or 40 or 50 Fahrenheit, and everything is expensive. Also during the winter all the people are gone and beaches are empty. The only place in Europe with decent weather all year round is the Canary Islands, a group of islands outside the west coast of Africa. Now we're going to Gibraltar. We had driven along the coast to the country of Gibraltar, a very small British tax haven located inside Spain and on a peninsula facing Africa and the country of Morocco that you can almost see from the beach. People that start companies in Gibraltar pay no tax at all. So they didn't let me into Gibraltar because it's a different country from Spain. Small little piece of land here by this mountain at the edge of Spain facing Africa, and I didn't bring my passport. I had only my driver's license that is part of EU, so I thought that would work, but it didn't work. But you can see a little fence over here going out into the water. Here we have the border wall into Gibraltar. You can swim here if you want, or actually you could pretty much just walk. It's not even deep. You walk around the fence and then you're in Gibraltar. There we have Gibraltar and Spain on this side. Oh yeah, friend. The bad thing about traveling around the world is that you become so picky with the places. Like, you've seen so much, you have so much to compare to, and then you always find something that is not good, and then you keep searching for a better place. That can be sometimes a problem, but it's also nice. Let's say you have a house with 100 rooms and then you only get to live in one of the rooms, and you don't know if any of the other rooms are better than the one you're in, right? Then once you start exploring the other rooms, you find certain things that you like better. Oh, this room is much bigger. It's better ventilation in this room, for example. And then you start comparing that to the first room you stayed in. But if you never leave the first room in the first place, then you don't know, because you have nothing to compare to. And I think that happened to me in 2009. After growing up in Sweden, I left to the United States, south part of the United States, and the weather was so incredible, almost the whole year. And I thought, how could I have lived in Sweden for like the first 20 years of my life? This is much better. And then I started traveling and I started finding all these other incredible places in the world, and I started comparing them all. And now I can't decide where to live. But I know a few things for sure. The Caribbean is nice, Mexico is nice, Southeast Asia, Australia, my favorite countries, Philippines also nice. So I might head to Thailand actually, because I was in Mexico for quite a while. I do like Mexico, but I want to try living in Southeast Asia again. It's a bit too cold in the water, also in the sea. Like 12 Celsius now, I would guess. I don't know how much, 60, barely 60, like 55. My bag again, wandering around here in Malaga in Spain, and I'm about to fly out somewhere. Sun is shining, quite a nice day today. The weather has been pretty good since I've been here. just a little bit too cold. However, quite decent overall. Now I'm going to the airport actually, flying out somewhere else and starting another journey like so many times before. Walking on some kind of street here. San Miguel, the beer. I wasn't happy with living in Europe, and I knew that this time I would go away from this part of the world for a while, so I thought I'd go and visit my mom and dad in Sweden just for a bit before heading out to another country with better climate and get more for your money. But it will be a quick stop in Sweden to see my mom, maybe my sister and her child and her husband, and also my dad, my father. And then I'm heading out again for sure. I'm just staying one night here by the airport in Stockholm in Sweden after my flight. Somewhere here, I just have to find it. Oh!